What would you do if your phone rang, and the voice on the other end was you, older, calmer, and warning you about something that hasn't happened yet? It began on an ordinary night, the kind you forget as soon as it ends. No storm outside, no flickering lights, no sense that anything was about to break the rules of reality. The phone rang at 9:41 p.m. The number on the screen didn't make sense. No country code, too many digits, too symmetrical, almost artificial. The man hesitated, then answered. At first, there was only silence. Then breathing, slow, controlled, familiar. And then a voice spoke. It was his voice. Not exactly as he knew it, but close enough to make his stomach drop. Deeper, rougher, slower, like someone who had lived longer and learned the cost of every word. The voice said only one sentence. "Don't leave the house tomorrow morning." Then the line went dead. He laughed. Nervous, dismissive laughter. People hear their own voices wrong all the time. Pranks exist, coincidences exist. He went to sleep convinced it meant nothing. The next morning he stayed home anyway, not because he believed the call but because curiosity lingered. At 8:32 a.m. the news broke. A multi-car collision on the exact highway he drove every weekday. Same exit, same lane, same time. That's when doubt replaced humor. 2 nights later the phone rang again. Different number, same impossible structure, same voice. This time the warning was specific. Withdraw your savings today, before noon. He didn't. Not immediately, but when the banking system froze that afternoon due to a sudden market failure, panic spread. His account became temporarily inaccessible, but untouched. The calls continued. Sometimes days apart, sometimes minutes, always unpredictable. Always precise. The voice warned him about a gas leak in his building. About a blackout that would trap people in elevators. About a violent incident at a nearby convenience store. Every time the events happened, he started documenting everything. Recording audio, screenshotting call logs, writing timestamps. Patterns emerged. The calls never repeated information. They never answered questions directly. And they never warned him about things he could not avoid. When he finally asked the voice who it was, the answer came without hesitation. "I'm you?" Later, experts analyzed the recordings. Linguists compared speech habits. Audio engineers examined frequency layers and vocal strain. Their conclusion was unanimous and terrifying. The voice was his. Same micro-inflections. Same pauses before certain words. Same unconscious rhythm. The only difference was age, an estimated 25 to 30 years older. The man asked how the calls were possible. The voice avoided the question. Instead, it described the act of calling as painful. Like forcing sound through something that didn't want to carry it. Like memory pushing against resistance. "Time isn't a line," the voice said once. "It's pressure." As weeks passed, the tone shifted. The older voice sounded exhausted. More emotional, less controlled. He began warning not just about events, but about people, about conversations, about decisions that seemed meaningless but apparently weren't. One phrase kept returning. "You don't realize when it starts. You only realize when it's too late." Then came the night the voice broke. The man asked why the warnings mattered if events still happened anyway. The answer came slowly. "I'm not trying to change it. I'm trying to remember it correctly." That was the first time the man felt fear instead of curiosity. The future voice explained that the calls were not messages sent forward, but memories leaking backward. Echoes. Residue, something in the future was erasing details, collapsing timelines, distorting recall. Calling was a way to anchor reality. Then came the final call. The older voice sounded weak. Strained, like speaking through static and pain. "This is the last time," he said. The man demanded to know why. "Because this is where you stop listening." Before disconnecting, the voice gave one final instruction. "When the phone rings again, don't answer." Hours later, at 3:17 a.m., the phone rang. A known number. Against every instinct, he answered. There was no voice, only breathing. But this time it wasn't coming from the phone. It was coming from behind him. The call log displayed something impossible. Incoming call, his own number. After that night, the calls ended. No more warnings, no more impossible numbers. But the man was never the same. He avoids phones, he never answers unknown calls. He flinches at vibrations. And sometimes when a phone rings nearby, he whispers something under his breath. Too late. Because the most disturbing possibility isn't that the calls were fake. is that they were real. And somewhere ahead in time, someone remembers everything and has no one left to warn. This story made you uneasy? Good. It means you were listening. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a like. Some warnings only reach those who come back.